Looming deadlines are putting pressure on farmers trying to weigh new commodity support programs included in the latest Farm Bill. And experts say the new guidelines, including significant departures from direct payments of recent years, can be challenging to understand.
We're hearing that some farmers are signing up, some are still confused about the process. There's a lot of meetings going on.
At one meeting in Eldora, Iowa last month, experts spent 2 hours outlining the best way to compare the various commodity programs. Despite praising presenters for walking them through the complex maze of information, some farmers were still less than confident with their decisions.
The bottom line is this Farm Bill has a lot of new acronyms, it's got a lot of new definitions, and so when we first started after the harvest season, guys just coming in off the combine, coming in out of the field, they hadn't any time to prep. So it was all new stuff, and basically they walked away stunned.
Crop producers, however, are learning new acronyms which, for them, represent the most important portions of the 950-page Farm Bill: PLC, ARC County, and ARC Individual.
I've got my own thoughts on what they may stand for, but I better not share them on TV.
Sure, agricultural risk coverage or something is the first one, and at the county level and an individual level and PLC. Price loss coverage, is that pretty close?
When producers select price loss coverage, agricultural risk coverage county, or agricultural risk coverage individual, they are making a 5-year commitment. Between the reality that they are committed to their choice until 2018 and the fact that they are no longer guaranteed an automatic payment, the stakes are high.
That's what's scary about it, because it's so hard to predict where we're going to be 2, 3, or 4, 5, and especially 5 years from now. It almost seems algebraic in that we don't know what the price is going to be for the next 5 years. So we're going to almost have to kind of make our own predictions and let the chips fall where they may.
Some farmers wonder why the authors of the new commodity programs would make them so complex.
I'd like to know who they are. Be interesting to just see what their thoughts are as they set this up, to see if they know anything about agriculture or farming themselves, or if they're just know a lot about economics. It'd be hard to make it more complex.
At Market to Market's request, Leibold gave the non-simplified, acronym-filled explanation of all the factors a farmer should consider before locking in one of the programs.
If I was looking at ARC County, ARC CO, then I'd be taking a look at what's my adjusted gross revenue. So I have to take my Olympic yield times my Olympic price to come up with my gross revenue. Then I have to have my 14% deductible for my shallow loss. So I did multiply my my gross revenue by 86% to come down to my guaranteed revenue. And then I have to think of
His typical spiel is a bit more user-friendly. Step 1, update historical yield figures. Step 2, consider changes to your base acreage. Step 3, research ARC and PLC options. And Step 4, sign on the dotted line.
So it's fairly simple.
February 27th is the deadline for making changes to a farm's historic yield numbers. The opportunity to adjust those figures typically arises only when a new farm bill is passed.
The last time we did it was 2002. So if I encourage anything, I encourage our producers to get that data from your insurance agent or pull up your own records, bring them in and try to increase your yields, because that's going to make a difference on what your payment is.
Those who fail to make adjustments by February 27th will see their historical yield averages remain at levels established in the past. The other important deadline is March 31st, when those with covered commodities should select one of the 3 programs. Otherwise, PLC is the automatic default. All the options require farmers to estimate future price trends.
Everything is so complicated and so complex. Like he mentioned, the economy of China and the weather in Brazil and what's going on with Russia. All those things impact the markets, and you cannot predict that future. You would just really, he said, who would ever predicted $2 gas? Are you going to predict $2 corn again?
Richard Dreifke, a producer from Hubbard, Iowa, and his nephew Clint Miller signed up at the Farm Service Agency office in Iowa Falls last month.
We've decided to go into the Ark County program. It's based off the average market prices for the year, and it goes back 5 years. And with prices a lot lower now, they have been higher. There's going to be a payment for sure for 2014 and probably 2015, maybe some in 2016. With PLC, the price has to be under $370 for corn and $840 for soybeans. So I guess we're banking on prices being higher than that.
Dreifke's nephew agrees.
There's more guaranteed money up front, and it's hard to pass that up. The PLC has a good floor for the future, but you never know if prices will get that low.
The whole idea behind this farm bill is to say, okay, we want to give the producers an opportunity to adjust to world markets and changing times. We want to protect them on the downside, but we're not going to bail them out completely.
Leibold suggests that producers, regardless of region or commodity, enter their own data into online calculators, such as those provided by Texas A&M or the University of Illinois, before selecting a program. Experts say farmers also should consider crop insurance carefully in light of the new programs.
With this farm program not having a guaranteed payment, I think it is shifting to promoting insurance and letting the producers know that there's no payment that's guaranteed. So you are going to want to insure your crop outside of FSA to make sure that you're covered in all areas.
Most producers acknowledge that, despite the headaches, tax-funded support during tough times is something they cannot afford to lose.
It provides a safety net no matter which you choose for the farmer, and it's a necessity, I think, in today's times with as many dollars as we've got invested in a year's crop.
Many producers also are sensitive to the public perception that farmers are over-subsidized, and they understand why a different approach to government support is being tested.
I'm a taxpayer too, so why did I get why do I get a farm bill subsidy or payment when we had $7 corn? That's ridiculous.
Officials are asking farmers to stop at their nearest FSA office soon. Lines may run long as the deadlines near. For Market to Market, I'm Paul Yeager.